everyone, and welcome to Journey Like Mine podcast with purpose. I am Nazneem, but you can call me Naz. And in this episode, I will be sharing about myself. If you are rejoining me from episode 1, thank you. I really appreciate you for that. And if you're listening for the first time, also thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. So let's get started. In order for me to share a little bit of who I am and what I am, I have to focus on where I came from. So let's start with this. I was born, raised, and educated in the Rainbow Nation of South Africa. And if anyone knows the history of South Africa, living through the transition of apartheid to democracy is and was a once in a lifetime education that people rarely get to be part of. So I'm absolutely honored. So let's get into the details. I was born on the east coast of South Africa in a city called Durban in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. And for most of my childhood, I lived between two cities, Durban, my birth city, and another city called Pietermaritzburg. When I was born, my family was facing many challenges. But the one that faced the most challenges was my mother. She is the core inspiration of Journey Like Mine. And so in upcoming episodes, you will hear a lot more about her. But let's continue. Growing up, I gradually learned of those challenges. And the fact, and this may surprise or not surprise some of you, I was never meant to be, which made me the youngest and somewhat not wanted originally by my family. Of course, they learned to love me afterwards, but the main thing was that they were stuck with me. With family challenges came other challenges I had to face, personally starting in my childhood and into my teenage years. But I was determined to overcome whatever came my way. So I did. But of course, in anyone's life journeys, there are distractions that happen, which sometimes leads you to paths you never ever imagined. And one of those paths today is the reason I'm sitting here. Currently, I live in Sun City, Arizona, with my husband and my two daughters. So you can imagine my journey of marriage and children comes with many interesting stories that will have you thinking, what was she thinking? You're probably asking, so professionally, what do? You're definitely not a professional podcaster. And that is true. I'm a program manager. And yes, I will explain that too. And with that role, I've been able to work in multiple industries over the years that have also taught me many life lessons. But more than that, what really makes me? Or what really makes Naz? I was trying to sum up a term to explain that, and this thought came to my mind. I have an evolutionary growth mindset because I believe that growth is not just a trajectory, but an evolution of peaks and valleys with stops and starts and everything in between. Wow, that's a mouthful. But as I share my life journeys, you will see why I'm saying that. So you're probably thinking, but she did not share as much about herself. And you're kind of right. Because if I shared everything in one episode, I wouldn't be able to explain the nuances and the reasons and the lessons that I learned. So that is why I created Journey Like Mine. That is why I've created this podcast series, Podcast with Purpose, because I really want this to be purposeful. And in my podcast, I really want to share with you my journey that will bring about all my learning moments, my devastating moments, and the oh my God moments. As I mentioned before, besides Podcast with Purpose, I do have a Journey Like Mine website where, for those that just want to read it or follow me on my live, love, learn reflections, either on a daily basis, can come to my website and follow as I share my journaling through my blogs and my vlogs. And so, thank you for listening to today's episode. And I hope that you come back and get a chance to really listen to many of those situations, challenges, and take something away. If not, just have some entertaining perspective of how a person got through a certain situation and challenge. Thank you for joining today, and I wish you all the best until the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.